Hey guys, it's Shannon with True Crime with Shannon, and I'm back with another video. But before we get into today's video topic, if you do me a quick favor, if you hit that thumbs up button if you like the content that you're seeing, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? I really do love each and every one of my subscribers. I'm a newer channel, and I'm trying to hit that 500 subscriber goal, and I do appreciate you guys helping me hit it so we can get the word out on these cases and especially some of these missing folks. So if you could hit that subscribe button, I really do appreciate it. Okay, before I get into, I want to do a timeline of the entire Dylan Rounds case. But before I do that, I like to start featuring a missing persons or child with every video that I've been doing. And this one has been going around the web. This is Kyle Mormon and his family. And they've been missing since July 6th. There's his lovely family right here. There's a picture of him with his little kids, and there they are, the cute little babies. It looks like the Indianapolis Metro Police Department needs the public's help in locating a father and his 3 kids. Kyle Mormon left his residence with his 3 kids on July 6, 2022 in Indianapolis, Indiana to go fishing. They haven't been seen since or heard from since. His phone has been turned off since Thursday. He was driving a black 2009 Saab 9.3. He was driving a Saab 2009 Saab 9.3 with a paper license plate on the back of the car. The vehicle has tinted windows. The family has been searching the White River area since Wednesday. According to his sister, he would never go this long without making contact with his family. If you have any information on their whereabouts or if you have seen this vehicle, please contact the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department at 317-327-3811, or you can call Crime Stoppers of Central Indiana, and their number is 317-262-TIPS. Again, that's 317-262-TIPS. And there's the information down here, and I'm going to post a link to this information here. And you can also go to the Aware Foundation of Virginia.com, and there's their email as well. That is Kyle Mormon and his family. Please do, if you have any information, please do contact the authorities regarding this family. Okay, so we are back to talking about Dylan Rounds. And I kind of wanted to do an updated timeline on this because there's been so much going on lately, and I just posted the video about James Brenner, and I wanted to do this, like I said, this timeline because they just put this up, this official timeline of it, and you guys can also access it. I'll include the link here for you guys as well in the information. But here you guys can see it's very well put together. And let's see, it starts on April 2022. Okay, a disagreement takes place between Dylan and Don, a family friend who helps out on the farm at times. Don was questioning Dylan's decision to work on a washing machine before a pump, and the result was Dylan and Don mutually decided to part company. Now this was confirmed through the Duty Ron interview on 6/14. Like I said, everything here is confirmed official. Okay, Wednesday, May 25th. Dylan tells his mother about a strange encounter with some guy who is barefoot and bloody along the roadside who wanted a ride to Montello. This person was later identified as Chase Ventrella, and that also was verified on Duty Ron on 6/14, his podcast. And then we go to Thursday, May 26th. ECSO verified that Dylan was in Montello via bank account usage, and that was through a press release on 6/9. Like I said, everything they notate all where they get the confirmed information. And then we go to Thursday, May 26th. Let's see, actually same day. Dylan's last phone call with both mom and dad. So this is the last time he spoke with either Candace or his dad, Justin. Friday, May 27th. Eyewitness, this is unconfirmed, sighting of Dylan in Montello. Stating that information relayed from the police to the family, but with changing stories, so this cannot be reliable. So that one they're telling you it's not reliable. All right. And we're up to the next page here. like I said, this was just revised on 7/7. Whenever they revise it, they are notating that here, so it's super good information. Saturday, May 28th, 6:51 a.m. A phone call took place between Dylan and his grandma. He told grandma he had to get his grain truck put away in the shop shed at a location 5 miles west of his farm to keep it away from the rain, and he would call her back. ESCO confirmed via cell phone data that he was at or near his farm in Lucin for this phone call, and that was confirmed on Nancy Gray's interview on 6/13. 3:41 p.m. ESCO released the last cell phone data that came from Dylan's phone at or near his farm. 10 p.m. approximately, Chase Ventrea, and I know I'm saying his name wrong, but I'm just going to call him Chase, seen on camera 200 miles away from Lucin. That was also, there's the confirmation there. Candace stated on Sleuth Mom. Sunday, May 29th. Dylan had not called his grandma back, so she called Don, a person who had worked for Dylan on the farm and a family friend, to check on him since he wasn't answering her phone calls. Don and Jim, farm helpers, go to Dylan's farm and look for him, but he is nowhere. So he's nowhere to be found at that point. Okay, I'm going to jump to page 3. Alright, Monday, May 30th. Don and Jim have not been able to locate Dylan, so they let Grandma know. Grandma reaches out to JD, Dylan's best friend, to see if he's heard from him. 11 a.m. He had not heard from Dylan, so JD reached out to Dylan's mother to see if she had heard from him. She called around to other family members and no one had spoken to him. Dylan's parents drive to the farm to see if they can figure out where Dylan is. A missing person report is filed by Candace with Besso during the drive down. That's Box Elder County Sheriff's Office. They arrived to find the seed truck had been put in the shed. Dylan's truck was at his trailer and it had been pressure washed. The seat position had been moved very far forward to accommodate a shorter person, and there were no tracks or footprints. 90 minutes into the missing person report and search of the area, Besso Sar locates Dylan's boots tossed behind a pile of dirt 100 yards south from where the grain truck is located. Besso Sar takes the boots and places them in their patrol vehicle. Boots would not be sent to the lab until a week later. Alright, let's jump to page 4. Tuesday, May 31st. Family received a call from a citizen of Montello, Kurt, who used to work for Dylan, stating Dylan was being held in a specific location by Chase and another gentleman in Montello, Nevada. ESCO sent out 6 deputies, but he was not there, and they searched the entire property. So this apparently was not found to be true. Search week number 1, which is 5/32/64. Searches in the area took place by Besso along with Weber County Fire and Rescue with helicopters, an airplane, ATVs, horses, on-foot search parties, and cadaver dogs. After 6 hours, Besso called up the search because they were 99% sure he wasn't in the 3x5 mile search area. 200 to 300 search volunteers of all types, searching on the Utah side, including 5 private air searches until they ran out of fuel. Diesel Brothers searched with their helicopters and took footage of the tires, tracks in the wash that later ended up being from a volunteer's truck who had been searching for Dylan. So unfortunately that was not from Dylan. The pond at Dylan's farm was drained and searched. Okay, let's jump to page 5. Thursday, June 2nd. Family is told they found a drop of blood on the boots. Saturday, June 4th. Chase was arrested in Davis County, Utah on unrelated charges and remains in custody. Saturday, June 5th. Family was given permission by Besso to take the pickup truck from the farm without any fingerprinting or forensic investigation. Monday, June 6th. Dylan's boots are finally logged into the police lab. Friday, June 10th. Candace met with ESCO for almost 5 hours, and they went through the case from top to bottom and agreed to offer additional resources for the search. Okay, page 6. Search week 2, which is 6/5 to 6/11. Organized search looking for a particular bunker and was found and cleared. Other areas of interest were also searched by all means available to ESCO and public volunteers. Tuesday, June 14th, Bonneville County, Idaho took Dylan's pickup truck into custody. This was personally verified by Candace's mom. Wednesday, June 15th, investigation classified as a criminal investigation, and FBI has officially become involved in the investigation. Saturday, June 18th, both of Dylan's campers were taken into police custody, and that was also confirmed by his mom, Candace. Search week 3 and week 4. Search week 3 was 6/12 to 6/18, and 4 was 6/19 to 6/25. And search week number 5, 6/28 to 7/2. No public search was held the weekend of 6/18 and 6/19 to allow for law enforcement and EquiSearch to conduct their activities without interference. EquiSearch had drone operators out in the area. So that has been also confirmed. So let's jump to page 7. Okay, Pilot Range Mine and Cave Search, Friday, June 24th. About 18 mines or caves were searched thoroughly as could be done safely. And they have some photos of those mines and caves. Those are a little scary. And that's an old area, so I don't know if I'd want to go into any of those places, personally. Thankfully they didn't find anything, so. But that's scary. Alright, page 8. Okay, 6/28/2022. Reward increased to 100K for any information leading to the safe return or arrest and conviction of any persons or persons responsible for the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. Thursday, June 16th. Law enforcement served a search warrant on Brenner's trailer. During that search, ball ammunition, ignition caps, black powder, and speed loads, all related to muzzle loading, were located and photographed in the trailer, but the items were not seized at this time, according to the charges. Tuesday, June 21st, officers went back to Brenner's trailer with another search warrant, and more ammunition, a muzzle loader, black powder, and ignition caps were seized, and the charges state. Thursday, June 23rd, James Brenner was charged in First District Court with 3 counts of being a restricted person in possession of a firearm, which is a third-degree felony. Thursday, June 30th, James Brenner, 58, was charged in the U.S. District Court of Utah with being a felon in possession of a firearm. Thursday, June 7th, that jumps from June to July here, Thursday, July 7th. In a joint press release, Besso and the FBI names James Brenner as a suspect in the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. Alright, now we're jumping to page 9. Okay, and I'm giving you a map here, and there's Jim's trailer. Alright, Friday, July 6th. There's a picture of Chase. Some of these guys, their pictures are really hard to locate, I've found out. These guys really do live off the grid. Chase is currently being held on unrelated charges out of Montana, and he was charged today with federal weapons charges stemming from a search warrant executed on 6/12/2022 for an active homicide investigation. Chase has not been made a suspect in the disappearance of Dylan Rounds at this time. What the homicide investigation in the court documents referred to is unknown. So he's just in custody right now and being charged with unrelated charges that don't relate to Dylan yet. Friday, July 8th, 2022, court hearing for Chase. He will continue to be held in Utah. Montana failed to collect him in the 30 days. The court will revisit extradition on August 12th at 9 a.m. But since he has federal weapons charges and the initial appearance is on July 19th, which is coming up pretty quickly here, it's unlikely Montana will make any more effort to get custody of him more than the last time. So they're probably going to leave him in Utah right now. Court hearing for James Brenner. No bail. Tentative trial date is set for September 12th on the federal weapons charges. They expect delays, as it almost always happens with serious charges. So September 12th is only the tentative date. I guess that's what's set. Okay, and page 10 of the update here would be Search Week 6, 73279. The law enforcement investigation into the disappearance of Dylan Rounds is ongoing. Law enforcement continues to be in the Lucin area. At this time, there are no organized searches planned for members of the public to participate in that are supported or authorized by law enforcement. We are asking the public not to search the area as it has the potential to compromise the investigation. So this past weekend, as I record this, law enforcement asked the public to not help anymore. They don't want anybody out anywhere near any of this stuff because it's going to impede their investigation. So right now, law enforcement is doing their thing. So that is the update on the timeline. And so we can get now to the frequently asked questions here. All right. And this is also on the same website that I'll be referencing. All right. Who was the last person to see Dylan? Dylan was last seen by several, these are unconfirmed, eyewitnesses in Montello, Nevada at the Saddle Sore Bar and Grill on Friday, 5/27/2022. When was the last confirmed sighting of Dylan? Based upon confirmed bank account information, he was last confirmed to be at the Cowboy Bar and Grill on Thursday, 5/26. Who was the last person to speak with Dylan? Dylan had a phone conversation with his grandma on Saturday, 5/28 at 6:51 a.m. He hung up saying that he had to go put his seed truck into the shed 5 miles away. That was due to the impending rain. When was Dylan's last phone ping? The last phone ping was on or near Dylan's farm at 3:41 p.m. on Saturday, 5/28. So the same day he talked to Grandma, which would have been the 28th, but that was in the afternoon. That was the last ping that they received from his cell phone. Okay. Pickup truck. Was the truck fingerprinted? Why wasn't the truck fingerprinted? At the beginning of the investigation, it was not considered a criminal investigation, so it was not fingerprinted. On 6/14, it was taken into police custody in Bonneville, Idaho for processing, and that's per mom, Candace. Was the interior of the truck cleaned? No, it was dirty and dusty like normal. That's per his mom. How can you tell the truck was pressure washed? You could visibly see the pressure washer streaks, and there is still mud in the wheel wells. And you can kind of see that in that photo they give here. There's a much better photo or two that are hanging around the web where you can really see the dirt in the wheel well. I think they're taken by his mom and dad. Where is the closest pressure washer? Dylan had a pressure washer on his farm. Grain truck and shed property. Where is the property located? About 5 miles northwest of Dylan's farm property. Why did Dylan keep his grain truck so far away from the farm? There is a shelter shed on the property to keep the seed dry. Did Dylan own the land the grain shed is located on? No, he did not, but he had permission to use it. Who is the landowner of the grain shed property? Known by the initials J.C. Has Dylan's grain truck been searched? Yes, it has been searched. It was searched on day 1. Did you check under the grain? Yes, they checked under the grain. Did the grain truck make it into the shed? Yes, it was in the shed when Dylan's family arrived that Monday. Okay. His boots. Has the dirt and burn pile by his boots been searched? Yes. Did Dylan have muck boots he could be wearing? Dylan's muck boots were found in his trailer, so he did not have another pair of boots that he could be wearing when he disappeared. Could Dylan be wearing another pair of boots or shoes? Dylan, since he was a young boy, had one pair of boots at a time, and when they wore out, he buys another pair of the same kind of boots, so he doesn't wear different boots or athletic shoes or anything like that. The boots being found is a significant piece of evidence to indicate foul play. And I remember Mom saying that from day 1, that it's super sus. Were the boots dry or muddy? They appear to be dry and not have been exposed to the weather, according to Candace. Has a drop of blood DNA been analyzed yet? They were finally sent to the lab. The drop that was found to be blood, but it was not determined if it was animal or human. No further information has been released from law enforcement. Encounter with some guy. Dylan told both his parents about some guy who jumped out at him while he was driving to Montello on Wednesday 5:25. He said the guy was acting very strange, like he was under the influence of something. He didn't have shoes and was scratched up and bloody. He said he did not give him a ride, but eyewitnesses have confirmed that he did give him a ride to Montello and let him charge his cell phone to call his father for a ride. His mother feels like he didn't want her to worry about his safety, which is why she told her he didn't give her a ride. So Dylan didn't tell his mom that he gave this guy a ride because he didn't want her to worry. Was this guy identified? Yes, by eyewitnesses and by the person himself. It was Chase Ventura. What was he doing running around the desert without shoes and bloody? This cannot be confirmed, so we really do not know. But Chase himself has said he was looking for his daughters and a gun. He states he did have shoes. Okay. So that was Chase, but it's still very strange. Okay, Montello, Nevada. Why did Dylan go to Montello, Nevada? Montello was the closest small town to get some gas and a hot meal. He would go there after a long day and eat and spend time with friends he made in town. Where would Dylan eat? Dylan would eat at the Cowboy Bar and Cafe or use the pizza oven at the Saddle Sore Bar and Grill to cook his frozen pizzas. Did the Saddle Sore serve food? No, they no longer served food, but because he was a family friend, they let him cook his pizzas in the oven. Is there a connection between the Saddle Sore and the Cowboy Bars? Yes, they are both owned and operated by the same family. Would Dylan ever spend the night in Montello? Yes, he would. Rather than make the drive home after spending time with friends, he would just sleep at a friend's empty mobile home and make the ride home in the morning. Are there cameras or video available from any of the businesses in Montello? No, there has been no video evidence discovered. So I guess this is such a small town, they don't even have any video cameras. How far is Montello from Dylan's farm? It's about 20 miles, about a 35-minute drive. Searches and investigation. How come Box Elder County did not help more in the beginning? At the beginning of Dylan's disappearance, it was not considered a criminal investigation. It was considered a missing persons investigation. What type of searches have been conducted? Searches in the area took place by Bezo, along with Weber County Fire and Rescue, with helicopters, an airplane, ATVs, horses, on-foot search parties, and cadaver dogs. After 6 hours, Bezo called off the search because they were 99% sure that he wasn't in the 3x5 mile search area radius. 200 to 300 search volunteers of all types searching on the Utah side, including 5 private air searches, until they ran out of fuel. The Diesel brothers searched with their helicopters and took video footage of the tire tracks in the wash that they later ended up being from a volunteer's truck who'd been searching for Dylan. Nevada organized search looking for a particular bunker, and it was found and cleared. Other areas of interest were also searched by all means available to ESCO and the public volunteers. EquiSearch drone activity has taken over 2,200 images to be reviewed with their color imaging software. So that's super cool. Over 2,200 images. That's a lot of photos. Skilled mine and cave divers have searched as many of the caves and mines in the targeted area as safely as they can. Why are the searches on hold? Organized searches are on hold to allow for law enforcement and the FBI to conduct their investigation without any hindrance or interference in order to avoid jeopardizing the investigation. Once we can safely resume searching, we will be posting that information to our Facebook group. So right now the police just want to do their thing, which is understandable because if they get the wrong person touching something, that could totally ruin the entire case. Are there any suspects? 7/7/2022, James Jim Brenner has been named a suspect in the disappearance of Dylan Rounds per a joint press conference released by ESCO and the FBI. Is there any connection between Dylan's disappearance and the disappearance of Aiden Clune? Law enforcement and the families do not believe they are connected. I don't believe they are either. I think it's just a really weird coincidence that they're not completely close. They're just in the same general general area. Miscellaneous, is there a GoFundMe account? No. The family has publicly stated that they do not have or plan to start a GoFundMe account. Please report any GoFundMe collecting money associated with Dylan Rounds. So if you see one, it's not by the family. Okay, who's who? Dylan Rounds. DR is the missing person. Candace Cooley is Dylan's mom. Justin, who they refer to as JR Rounds, is Dylan's dad. Don D.H. Don is a family friend of Dylan's grandfather. He helped Dylan on the farm until about 6 weeks before his disappearance, when they parted company over a difference of priorities. He lives about 5 miles from the grain shed property. James Jim Brenner, who they refer to as JB, a friend of Don's and also helped Dylan on the farm. He lived or squatted on the land where Dylan stored his seed truck. Has a criminal and violent past. He is currently in custody on federal weapons charges and has been named a suspect in the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. Chase Ventura, or CV. The person identified as accepting a ride from Dylan from the side of the road in Lucin to Montello on Wednesday, 5/25. He is currently being held on unrelated federal weapons charges. Okay, and the end of this here, let's see. Robert Aviles, R.A., a friend of Chase, identified as the person accused of holding Dylan hostage at his mother's home, but turned out to be a false report based on psychic information. He had been at one point staying or squatting in one of the trailers on the grain shed property. Robert is currently in police custody for unrelated charges. So there's some quality individuals that live in this area, sadly. Kurt Wadsworth, CV, a friend of Dylan's from the farming community who would help him out on his farm occasionally. He would let Dylan stay the night at a mobile home that he had set up in Montello and he wasn't using. Kurt was told second or third hand about psychic reading that said R.A. was holding Dylan hostage at his mother's home in Montello. He called Candace and told her. The police showed up and searched the entire property and Dylan was not found. Troy Wadsworth, T.W., Kurt's brother and owner of the Cowboy Bar and Cafe and the Saddle Sore Bar and Grill. James Jim Terry, J.T., a person the family hired to perform private investigation services that has since been asked to cease and desist investigating on behalf of the family. So, that is the update and the frequently asked questions. So, I know that was super helpful, and that is sanctioned by the family. And everything they list in there, unless they tell you it's unconfirmed, is completely confirmed information. So I find that completely helpful. So I'm going to include that link in the notes, in the video information rather, so you guys can check it out for yourself if you want. It's a great reference, and also a link to the official Dylan Rounds Facebook page, because everything on there is official and it comes directly from law enforcement or the family. So that's it for now. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think again on this case. You know, like I said, let me know. I mean, I posted a video about James Brenner. What do you think about all these updates? Do you think someone else might be, going on besides Mr. James Brenner? Let me know in the comments what you think. And do me a quick favor on your way out. Hit that like button, that thumbs up for me. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe. I really do appreciate it, guys. I'm working toward hitting that 500 goal. And with that said and done, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day and stay safe.